From the coalition, Rod Douglas Ferguson. This is exactly what I feel. Okay, that is Gears of War franchise right there. That's the Gears of War franchise. I don't know who that is, but that's the Gears of War franchise. There, yep, R.I.P. Gears of War franchise. That's exactly how I feel. I know your pain. Rest in peace. Gears of War franchise. Okay. All right. Seriously. All right. Let me watch this. Okay. There's Dell. Okay. Dell Walker. Who's this guy? Wait, what? There's a British guy in this game? Hello, mates! Welcome back to another Gears of War video, which today we'll be exploring the Terran of Gears of War 5. Oh, man. Oh, look, there's Marcus! What the fuck? That's like... What? Dude, look, Marcus is like... He found the Fountain of Youth or something. Look at him. He looks great. Look at him. He lost like a shit ton of weight. He looks like classic Marcus. It's a locust. Oh, God. Here we go. Some more repetitive. Look at this. The same enemies from Gears of War 4. The same shit. You stab a knife through them. Yeah, we know. Okay, I played enough Horde. I don't want to fight that thing. Yo, it's your boy, Elite. I am back, ladies and gentlemen. I am back from the dead. I resurrected like Jesus after Christmas. Look at me. Well, I think he came before Christmas. I don't even remember. But anyways, I am back. Happy holidays. We got to be politically correct now, you know? This is the new age. And, you know, I am back to make this part 2 video. I am pumped. Because I've been getting messages for months and months and people asking me, please make this part 2 video. Go more in depth. We want to hear more. And okay, I'm back. You won. You guys won. Okay, you resurrected me from the dead. I am excited. I am happy. I'm back from vacation. I was sick. You know, most of this, I already made like most of the video. Funny thing is, like I made most of the video like a day after I made the first video, but I just been sick and I've been working on it. And you know, I'm just gonna come up with a million excuses. The truth is, I just been lazy. But anyways, you know, before I get started, I want to give a shout out to Moo Moo Milk for posting my first video on his channel. You know, did great. Like I said, most of the messages and the feedback I got were from the video being posted on his channel, and I really appreciate that, guys, for viewing that video. And I am glad to come back and do this again, you know. And just to give Moo Milk a shout out too, because, you know, this guy's been around forever. And I want to just go briefly into the, you know, why I have so much respect for him as a fellow YouTuber and a Gears of War player and all that. You know, this guy was the only guy who said what he honestly felt about Gears of War Judgment. That's how it all started for me. Like, when Gears of War Judgment came out, there was so much bullshit, especially because there was so many other YouTubers, and they fully endorsed Judgment. They were actually paid by Epic and Microsoft, too, to fully endorse Judgment, to claim that it was the greatest Gears of War game ever made, and yada yada this, yada yada that. But of course, you know, Moo Milk was the only guy that was just honest. He just like, you know, this game's whack. I'm gonna go fucking play Gears 3. I'm gonna make montages making Gears 3, and it's gonna get 1 million views over your shitty Judgment. I really feel about the dude and about this video, and I know I sound so lit right now, but I'm just so pumped. You know what I mean? Like, I am back. Okay, alright. Alright, being serious now. So anyways, that's why they call me the bipolar roller, by the way. Okay, alright, I'm being serious, alright. So anyways, got a lot of feedback from Gears of War, the Academy, and you know, if you guys watched my first video, I basically, I incorporated, you know, the whole conspiracy theory was, and why I didn't come out with this video earlier, or talk about this earlier, was because, like, I never had the answers to, like, I always had the conspiracy theory, but I could never figure it out. And, you know, it took me many years to actually solve the puzzle. And I finally believe I actually solved the puzzle, especially watching the current events into the Gears of War franchise and all of that stuff. But I'm not going to get into that. You know, who cares? And, you know, the Cliff Bleszinski life story, you know, is foretold in this beautiful Gears of War 3 map and many maps of this game. And the whole thing is like you have the secret society of gaming and all the Illuminati Easter eggs that they actually put into this map, you know, with the Adam Weishaupt statue and you know the whole design, the architectural design of the map being a pyramid. And you know, again, talking about the Tree of Life, which represents on this map as the Gears of War franchise slowly coming to an end because Gears of War 3 was supposed to be the last game. And notice that everything else on the map is alive and flourishing except for this tree. You know, the sun is shining perfectly on it. So why is this tree dying? You know, obviously they wanted somebody to spot this out and talk about it. You know, I'm glad that eventually, that I came forward and I'm talking about all this stuff. But just what happened after this, you know, with Cliff Bleszinski leaving the company, he was bought out by the corporation of Microsoft and Epic. They really pushed him out of the company because they had other plans for Gears of War Judgment. And you get to see all those ideas that the other developers and Epic and Microsoft and everything that Cliff Bleszinski that he prevented from happening in the previous Gears of War games. You see all that unfold in Gears of War Judgment. But the one thing that Judgment did do right is that they protected the legacy of Gears of War because it was a prequel to Gears of War 1. So they didn't destroy that Gears of War 3 fairy tale ending. And that is the problem that I've had ever since Gears of War Judgment, is that the Gears of War 4 kind of destroys the legacy of the Gears of War trilogy because it continues the series and it kills the fairy tale. Because you know, at the end of Gears of War 3, honestly, I was so emotional. It was one of the greatest experiences I ever had as far as gaming, playing through all the Gears of War games and just finally seeing that ending in Gears of War 3 where, you know, humanity prevails. Because Gears of War is a story about mankind wiping each other out and the oppressors rise up to finish humanity off, which is kind of like an Illuminati thing too, you know. And the thing is, like, Queen Mira will completely back me up on that. So I'm gonna shut up so you guys could listen.
Behold the new world order, human. Your dominion is over.
So there you guys have it. You know, I was being very quiet for once, so you know, you guys clearly heard it. So there's a lot of truth to I know a lot of this is theoretical, but there's a lot of truth to what I'm saying. At least there's a lot of evidence that supports my theories and everything. And of course, you know, the flag representing Cliff Bleszinski, the focal point. You see this emblem in a lot of the Gears of War maps, and you always see that focal point is disguised. You never see it visually. And in this map specifically, that flag, you'll never see this flag anywhere else in the universe. I talked about that in the first video, and you know, it's just crazy. You know, I just talked about that for 10 minutes. So moving right along, as we say goodbye to Academy. You know, remember the Tree of Life? You know, look, everything's still green, guys. Even the plants. Look at this. This shit's indoors and it's green. You know, I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. I mean, look at the walls. Look at the textures. I could go on a whole video decoding these textures on the walls. It's like geographical landscapes. It's amazing. You see it a lot in Gears of War 2, actually. I could make a whole video about that. And, you know, it's crazy. Even when you glitch off the map and you go on Ghost Cam, you find some incredible shit, man. And it's amazing. It's amazing. You'll never see this kind of design in Gears of War again, you know. We can't. Oh, wait, never mind. We won't even see Gears of War again because it's not even called Gears of War anymore. That's the corporation finally taking control. They're going so mainstream that it's just called Gears 5. Fuck it. Let's just call it Gears 5. Boom. There you go. Got it. Now, boom, bada bing. There you go. Gears 5. You know, we got to go hang out with the guys. You know, so I'm at the library now. Okay, this is a movie, Tomb Raider. It came out 2001. Lara Croft. You know, there it is. You know, the pyramid with the eye in it. You know, give a brief history about this movie. Go check it out on Netflix. But basically, this theoretically, you know, hypothetically speaking, we can say that this movie took place in the future, 2012, because it's all about the planetary alignment. And a lot, you know, Lara Croft is taking out the Illuminati and all this stuff. And it's a really cool movie. You know, we'll say it takes place in the future because in real events, you know, in 2012 with the planetary alignment, which is kind of funny because the Academy, you know, all that stuff came out in 2012. You know, let's remind everyone, you know, 2012 was a big year for mankind. You know, apparently Lara Croft going on this epic journey of taking down the Illuminati. This is what this movie is all about. You guys can go ahead and watch it. But wait, let me think real quick. Where have we seen this? Where have we seen this, guys? Look, it's the bookshelves. Look. It's the same. Oh, where have we seen this? It's the same bookshelves. Oh, no, it can't be. It's not the bookshelves from Academy, is it? It's the same bookshelves. The same bookshelves, guys. The whole map of Library are filled with these exact same bookshelves with the same books. I mean, this is mind blowing. It's the same thing. Oh my God, the writings of William Blake. We all know that this guy wrote a lot of things about the Illuminati and stuff. And there it is. You know, the pyramid. Well, let me go back. You guys probably saw it already. Whatever. You know, where was it? You know, let me just go back real quick. You know, the same books. I mean, it's so clear cut. You know, a lot of people for years they just call me stupid. You know, but it's so simple. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't even know what to say anymore. You know, it's the same books. It's the same books from Gears of War 3 Academy. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about Academy anymore, but we're moving on to Judgment because Library is a huge focus for the rest of this video, and it's the same bookshelves. It's the same fucking bookshelves, man. It's ridiculous. And it's the same bookshelves. Look, it's the same bookshelves, man. Oh man, it's just insane, dude. I don't even know what to say, dude. It's the same bookshelves, you know. Look at this. It's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. You know how current events have tied into the Gears of War franchise for years, kind of like, you know, in Gears of War 2, we found out why that the Locusts were fighting, you know, humankind was because of the Emulsion, because Emulsion was the unrenewable resource, the fossil fuel that sustained the population of this planet in the Gears of War universe. And, you know, the Emulsion, you could say that's the oil, you know, for many, many years, you know, countries fight over oil, you know, and stuff like that, whatever. But this game and these maps and even the campaign, a lot of the architecture in these maps are deeply inspired by Yale University in New Haven, Connecticut, which is the home to the secret society of Skull and Bones, which many people believe descends from the Illuminati itself, the Skull and Bones secret society. And, you know, even on the overhead map, I showed it earlier on Library, if you guys like paid close attention and just looked through it, you see a lot of that Illuminati and Skull and Bones symbolism in there. You know, it's just repackaged, you know, to fit the Gears of War theme. You know, there's the clock on top. I'm running through it. And you see all these pictures, you know, the demonic symbolism that's going on in these statues and everything. Everything in this game just ties into the Skull and Bones Society and Yale University. There's just a lot of inspiration into this game as far as, you know, where they got their ideas from was from, you know, they must have just like went there one day and just took a bunch of pictures and like, hey, let's make the game look like this, you know. But at the same time, it just what they've been doing since Gears of War 1, you know, putting these Illuminati Easter eggs and just throwing everything out there, and it gets more and more as the games progress. You see a lot more and more. It kind of shows like the corporation, you know, how they took control of the game and they slowly, and now, you know, what the Gears of War franchise is today, you know, there's the eye and the coalition emblem, but anyways, what the franchise is today, you know, it's mainstream. You know, they're marketing everybody. They know the investors, the $1 million investors that invest into the stocks of the company, they take advantage of the gamers, the consumers, because most of them are, you know, below the age of 18. So they know they can make easy money and that they are the true puppet masters that control what's going to come out in these games. And you see it now with the Gears of War franchise, you know, with Gears 5 and the Snapchat phone game, whatever it's called, the RTS, the computer game. I mean, and they're still working on the movie. Rod Ferguson made it a point to talk about they're still working on the Gears of War movie when he was supposed to be talking about Gears of War 5. It just shows you how, you know, they just want to market and draw everybody into this franchise so they can milk it out as much as possible. And, you know, here, Judgment, they did a good job, you know, representing, you know, Judgment was a bad game, but it was good. but as far as what they wanted to market and just show the consumers, the demonic, the Satanism and all this crap with the Skull and Bones. And here we are fighting the Epic Reaper, the greatest boss in Gears of War history. The corporation itself, it went against everything that the fans stood for and what Cliff Bleszinski stood for, but it was put together in the most brilliant, coolest way possible, and it truly is the greatest Easter egg of all time in Gears of War, and probably one of the greatest Easter eggs in gaming, period. I mean, I feel like if there was like a developer that leaked this Easter egg, I still, till this day, I think if it wasn't for that guy, we probably would have never found this Easter egg, or it would have took a lot longer to find this Easter egg. There I am getting killed by the corporation, yay, whatever. And, now we're going to go check out Haven for a little bit. And, just everything that's going on. Here's Haven, New Haven, Connecticut, Haven, on Gears of War Judgment. And there's your Adam Weishaupt statue. It was, the developers were lazy from this game. They're just ripping sprites from Gears of War 3, but they had a purpose because they wanted you to find this. I mean, look at the torches. Fire does not exist when it's fucking snowing. And there's your statue. There's the 10:10 clock, the time on the clock, which is the mark of the beast. You can research all that about the Illuminati and the 10:10 universal tuning of clocks and watches. It's just another way of the control. And they put that control into the Gears of War franchise because we are the puppets and they're the puppet masters, because whatever, it doesn't matter. As long as it has Gears of War on it, the consumers are going to buy it. And the investors are going to continue to make out money. But the thing is that there is hope for what we've seen with AAA gaming this year. Games that have gone politically correct and, just the whole change in gaming going on. I think 2018 was probably the worst year for gaming. And one fan base, EA with the Battlefront 2 series, they made a stand, and just Battlefield 5 and everything that's going on. So finally the gamers are striking back, because the fans are striking back, and hopefully the Gears of War community, us people, we can unite together and we can try to make a stand, because it's like, enough is enough. Let us just have the game we want. And, I'm going to make a Gears of War video talking about all this stuff, talking about Gears of War 5 and my thoughts. But going back to Judgment, there's a lot of demonic sounds, and if people are familiar with the Illuminati and the Skull and Bones, it's believed that they worship Satan and all that stuff, and that's kind of put into this game. You hear a lot of crazy stuff, especially on Haven. So if you guys watch my video and you hear the sounds of everything, you could pick that up. And I actually run stuff through voice synthesizers if I can figure out anything, or if there was anything hidden in there, and I didn't really find anything. I think in the Epic Reaper Easter egg, before you initiate it, I believed I heard, you could hear a voice and it sounds like it's saying help me or save me. It's probably a reference, to the Reaper, and, to release the Reaper from its pain, or whatever, the corporation. And so, let's go check out some of these Google images. Let's take a look. This is the outer temple of the Skull and Bone Society, designated as room 323. That I actually didn't know that it was called room 323. I learned something new today here, guys, finally. And, this is the secret archive inside the tomb. This is the last look. We only got a few rare photos. There's like 4 or 5 pictures that are known to exist of this. Library's definitely inspired by some of these pictures. You could see, like, I'm really onto something, and it just ties into everything that I've talked about in these videos with the secret societies of gaming. And here's some of the pictures, just scrolling down and looking. You see a picture right there of President Bush and John Kerry, where I have the mouse at. These guys were presidential candidates running against each other. Supposedly they hated each other, but the whole backstory, these guys have known each other for years, and they're part of this secret society, 322, Skull and Bones at Yale University, And, just going through this in New Haven, Connecticut. Oh, look, here we are, George Bush. This is Theodore Roosevelt, I believe. And, some of the most powerful men in the history of mankind belong to this society that ties into the Illuminati. I mean, people just go crazy over this stuff. I try not to think about it. I honestly don't care. They can come get me. I don't even care, whatever. And, just going through the clocks, Yale University. These are all images from Yale University, by the way. So you guys might just see a bunch of random stuff like, oh yeah, this looks very familiar. I've seen this in Gears of War before, just scrolling down. And, this reminds me of the Ark on Haven. This picture right here, this is the I forgot what this was called. This is in the university. It has a certain name. There's the clock right there, and just going through all this stuff. Here's some of the statues. And actually on Haven there's some lion statues just throughout the Gears of War franchise. The lion head, the alpha male representing the mark of the beast. And and some of those right by the Adam Weishaupt statue on Haven, you'll see that lion head right on the bottom of it. That was actually something that wasn't in Gears of War 3, so they just implemented that into Judgment. Some of the statues here, might look familiar. This one right here was this one was on Library, similar statue that looked like this with the woman and stuff. And pretty cool. Here's some of that Roman Greek mythology architecture. You see this a lot in the Gears of War franchise. This is all Yale University, guys. They got an old campus, they got a new campus. I mean, it's just crazy, and just going through, there's the lion statues. I didn't point that out going through the gameplay because I'm too busy ranting and stuff. But, if you guys go back or just check out this stuff yourself, guys, I encourage you guys to go back to these games and just have a look. And, maybe you guys can join me and we could actually come together. I'm sure there's other people out there that have find stuff and they just haven't come forward. And if you guys watch these videos, I'll be more than happy to hear your suggestions. If you guys come to me and you guys want to talk to me or just, share some new information, I'm more than willing to give anyone credit. I've been trying to assemble a think tank for this for years, but unfortunately not too many people have been wanting to help me out except for one dude, my good friend Waligi is OP. He's a great player, great friend, and this guy has just gone through all the Gears of War games with me and just going through and looking back. And of course, it was a great experience for me to watch somebody, showing someone, listening to their reactions for their first time when I'm showing everything and stuff. So that was a lot of fun. And he also helped me a lot. He actually made me come back to this map, Haven, and, talked about the statue, and he wanted me to check it out, which was something I knew about, but I didn't see the 1010 clock there until after, so many years after, when I go back with him and just checked it out. So I was really excited about that. And over here you see this is some the Dispatch member. I can't even say this, but this is from the comic book series. It's a character in the comic book series. Just remember this name later because I'm gonna go through again some on Google. This is like a third take. I mean, this video was filmed in like 3 different parts and segments and stuff. And just me going through Gears of War Judgment and the campaign, checking out some of the stuff here, and it's just been a great journey. As far as future videos, I'm already working on a part 3 video, and I'm working on a full documentary video, which, more like an extended cut where I'm just going to combine the 2 videos together and then add maybe like 10 or 15 more minutes of extended cut, just going through everything and stuff. And of course, this is just another example, a gondola right behind the waterfall. This was what I was talking about earlier about ghost camming and going out of bounds on maps and stuff. So, there's a lot of images in here, guys. I mean, you see like the eye in the middle, the pyramids, the triangles or whatever, and you see like the birds and stuff on the bottom, and you see like, there's like a Mayan mask there. And what do you guys see in this image? Maybe I'm hallucinating, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below, whatever. I'm willing to listen, like I said earlier. And just going back to the 1010 clock and how it ties into the Illuminati. You could read about this stuff all day, how it just turns into that. And you go to images, you can look at some cool images. People fully embrace this now, people, and also, look, damning proof that Apple is run by the, so people, there's many conspiracy theories out there that have been out for years. Oh, look, there's the Order of the Illuminati Secret Society Skull and Bones clock, so everything just ties in together, and about the Skull and Bones and everything that I've talked about, so we don't need to look at this no more. And so I went on Google Images, last thing before I go. So I went on Google and I type in the Dispatch Memorial Library because I wanted to hear the backstory, talking about Gears of War Judgment and all this stuff. And guess what pops up? Of course, we get some locations here. And guess what pops up? There's a North Haven Memorial Library in New Haven, Connecticut. Look at this. I mean, a map of Dispatch Memorial Library. Like, I don't even know why that would pop up, but it's just like, it just solidifies everything that I've talked about here today, guys, and how I've connected everything. And this was actually something I discovered today. So, that's why I'm a little excited, because it just solidifies like everything that I talk about. And I know that like I'm on the right path as far as, getting the answers. as far as this whole Gears of War saga and the whole conspiracy with Cliff Bleszinski and the corporation and Microsoft and how the Illuminati Easter eggs and how they've taken over everything. And now I'm going to shut up because you guys have made it to the end of the video. And if I could give you an achievement, I would, because honestly, I wouldn't be able to make it through the end of this video. So thank you guys very much. Happy New Year. 2019, let's try to have a kick-ass year. We'll stay positive, and hopefully the Gears of War franchise, goes the direction that we want. And if it doesn't, oh well, I'll just go play Fortnite or something. I don't know. So all right, guys, that's it. Have a good one.